What's going on, everybody? Full Throttle Vision, episode 14. We're here with Jeremy Jersky. It's actually in Florida. Look at you got the dolphins and the sundials behind you. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? You still got a little echo. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I hear it. That's because John forgot to turn his mic off, but that's okay.
There it
John's
is.
running the show.
There it is. There it is.
What's going on, man? By the way, did you get sunburn again here in Florida? Look at you, like mustard and ketchup. God, you're red. Nice job, man.
Oh, yeah.
You showed nipple.
The old lady, she let me fall asleep in the fucking water and started snoring. And she went swimming and came back later and got me, and I was burned like a fucking red-skinned potato.
That's the one thing you learn when you move to Florida. When you're in Florida, you don't get sunburnt, man. That's what they call skin cancer. Anyway, so we're doing episode 14, man. We're doing this show, and we're having a good time. We're bringing somebody on we've talked to before because he's got a lot of stuff going on. And he did a video that I really want to discuss because it was awesome. And Jeremy, you know, right before Bike Week, you rode my ass about getting my bike ready. And what was my big problem with my bike?
That battery, man. The battery was sitting in there for a while, man, and it needed a tender, but it could have used some type of upgrade that we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Well, let's watch this video, then we're going to bring on Roby and talk to him about it. So watch this video, everybody.
What up? It's your boy Dan Roby, Urban Rides Magazine. Just got back. I went to turn on
you got no audio with that.
I've been gone for a while. And, of course, check this out. Nothing. But I did put a shake-awake battery from a Limitless Lithium on. Let's see if it works. I've yet to try that. So we're going to turn this around. Oh. See what we can do here. So, all right. So we're going to stand the bike up. The bike's up. So you go to the left, go to the right. Light just came on. But will it start? Oh, let's put it in neutral. Great job, Limitless. That's pretty slick.
Now, that's pretty awesome. I mean, so, okay, the idea is, let's say hi to Daniel Roby first from Urban Rides Magazine. What's going on, man?
What up? How y'all doing today?
I think you drive more than anybody I know. I bet you rolled over 1 million miles on a car, haven't you?
Well, I'll tell you what. Today I'm in luck because actually my wife is driving today because we're going back to our Myrtle house. We did Easter in Ohio, and now we're going back to Myrtle before I go to a show on Friday. So I'm getting chauffeured around for a little while.
Oh, look at this. What show is Friday?
Got Max Spalding from Rusty's Garage. He's doing a show with Sound Wars and the Backstreet Rumble in Sylacauga, Alabama on Friday and Saturday.
Nice. Yeah, you pop up with some of these weird locations and bike shows. And, I mean, do all of these shows get decent turnouts? I mean, because I'm like, I have no idea where blah, 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 Alabama is, you know?
You know what? They do a show twice a year there. In the last show, man, they had like, I want to say they had 50 bikes in the bike show, but they had like, 60 bikes in the audio show. So it's a decent sized show. I mean, and Max Spalding, Rusty Garage, they're one of my advertisers. So I like to go out and support them. And also Sound Wars is one of the advertisers too. So love to travel and support my advertisers.
Those are Bike Week, show numbers, so that's not bad. So let's talk about that video. How cool is this? And now, Limitless is not an advertiser with me by any way, shape, or form. They spend no money with me, and I don't want to even. But when I saw your video, I said, let's face it, every biker has walked out to their bike before, except Jeremy. I'm sorry, because he told me he always keeps it on trickle charge. But you've gone to your bike before, and it's been dead. The boys call and say, hey, we're going riding. You go out, you turn it in, you hear the click, 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 and the worst sound in the world, right? What an idea from what Limitless has done is a shake weight. Explain what that video is and how that works.
Well, basically, Limitless has been known for their audio batteries for years and years. In the car world, they've 5 years ago, they came into the audio world for motorcycles, and their batteries have a BMS on them. So unlike other lithium batteries, that if they uncharge too much, if they drop voltage, most lithium batteries will drop cells and it destroys the battery. I mean, limitless lithium has a BMS. Well, that will shut it down so it can't drop under a certain amount of volts. So they took that and they engineered it into a rider style battery, and they put a gyro in there. So basically, what happens is when your battery hits 12, I think it's 12 volts. When it gets below that, it shuts the battery down so it can't draw any more wattage off of it. So if you got a parasitic drain, your alarm's on, whatever, you leave your light on, it shuts the battery completely down. And then what you do is you just stand the bike up. You go to the left, you go to the right, or the right and left, doesn't matter which way. And that gyro.
Yeah, we get it. Okay, now we'll wait for him to get back up to snuff here because he's driving, so he's going to catch a little bit of.
Then when it goes back around, it turns the battery basically back on because it cuts itself off, so you're not dropping cells, hurting the battery. And that gyro comes back and wakes it back up and turns it on.
He's going to bounce in and out, everybody, because he's driving. But so cranking amps,
which is pretty badass, dude.
It is, but isn't cranking amps like the major part of a battery? I mean, it's got to hold. What's the cranking amps? It's usually up there, right? It's way more than just normal voltage.
Well, bikes ain't as much as like cars. Cars, you get like 800, 900 cranking amps, 600 cranking amps. Bikes are around somewhere around 400 or something like that, or a little bit less. 400 cranking amps, 480. Something like that,
So it's got to cut out with enough cranking amps still to be able to start that bike. So that battery basically.
You have cranking amps and you got cold cranking amps.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're bouncing in and out. We were just talking while you came back. So I was just talking about we're talking about the cranking amps and how much it has to keep basically on the side before it actually has to shut down.
Well, what it does is it shuts off at right around 12 volts. And that way you retain all your cranking amps. So it won't, it won't let anything else drain it. So if you've got your lights are on or whatever, you leave your stereo on, when it shuts it down, it can drain that battery because it shuts that battery completely down. And then when you come back, when you shake it and wake it up, it's got 12 volts and I think there are 400 cranking amps, and you can start the bike right up.
Now, that's just bikes, right? I mean, they can't do that with a car or anything like that. I mean, call me stupid because I'm not the mechanic guy. All right, so.
No, they only do it. They only do it for bikes. They also make it for Softails too, so it's not just for baggers. But what they do for the big batteries that they do in like the cars and for the bike audio is the BMS shuts off on that, and to turn the BMS on my audio bikes or any of the big audio bikes, the BMS shuts down. So if you go under, I think it's 11.8, it shuts the battery down. And then to wake it up, all you have to do is put a positive charge on that battery, and it wakes the battery back up. And you can charge it, you can start your bike, you can do whatever. This just is all contained in one package for the rider guys.
That's pretty awesome. Now, I know, and these audio cars and bikes always have multiple batteries. So, I mean, that's a thing, too. So, like, I haven't seen a lot of the builds, but I know they make, like, that harness underneath that back fender, and most people are putting a battery back there. How many batteries you got on your bike?
My Rider 30, I have 2. On my black middleweight, I have 4. I have 4 nanos.
Where the hell did you? Okay, I'm like, where did you hide batteries on
well,
that
no,
thing?
They're this. A nano is limitless lithiums. It's a full size battery. It's a replacement for a Harley battery. I run 4 of them at 45 amp hours. So I run 180 amp hours worth of battery on it.
Jesus, that's
so I
amazing.
run 2 underneath my fender. Yeah, 2 under my fender, my rear fender, 1 in my stock location, and 1 in my tour pack.
There's about an extra 60 to 80 pounds right there.
No. They weigh about 1.5 pounds a piece.
Oh, no shit.
They're lithium. Wow. They don't weigh anything. Just like the one, the shake awake battery. It literally, like, if you've ever tried to get a battery out of a Harley, and you're reaching down in there and it doesn't have a strap. You're trying to get it out of there. Oh my gosh! And you kill your fingers getting out. These things don't weigh anything. You grab it with 2 fingers and pick it up, pick it out. So you even lighten your bike up significantly by putting one in. Yeah.
Well, let's face it, the world's moving electric. I mean, we all know this. We all know that the electric vehicles and going, carbon fiber, carbon, whatever, so they better start doing some stuff with batteries, right? I mean, that better be something they better start focusing on, because everything's taking batteries. You got all these electric trucks and electric cars and hybrids. And these batteries got to run a lot.
I'm an electric F-350 right now.
Really?
No, that's electric, a lie.
Oh,
sounded
okay.
good, didn't it?
I'm like, they didn't make electric F-350. What's wrong with you? That's crazy.
Well, they do make the hybrid Jeep Wrangler. The Jeep Wrangler's got a hybrid out there.
Yeah, and Ford has the Lightning out there too, which basically Ford body with it. But one of my friends has one. It's great to try and tow something with it, but it's not so great.
Well, there's always going to be positives and negatives and stuff. I mean, and again, we're in the infancy of this battery electric world that we're getting into. Hell, we were talking the motorcycle back in the day, the live wire. When that came out, you could get 200 miles plus. I mean, now you can go charge it anywhere in the world and go as far as you want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
so I mean,
something interesting is I always carry a generator because we travel everywhere and we need microphones and we have lights and we have everything that we set up. And I always carry a big generator with me. What I just recently purchased is it's called a solar generator. Because you can charge it with a solar panel, but I just plug it into the wall. But it is a huge battery bank. It weighs about 30 pounds, but it runs my air conditioner in my trailer. I plug it right into my 30 amp on my trailer. It runs my whole trailer, and I'm not always searching for power. So it's little stuff like that is, it's coming a long way for real.
It certainly is. There's no doubt about it. And you can see Limitless is right on the cusp of, I mean, when I saw the video, I watched it twice going, just thinking about going, man, that bike, you can have a bike sit there. Some guys have a bike sit there for a month, 2 months. You don't always get the ride. Summertime here, you're on boats, so a bike's going to sit. You know what I mean? And if
or you got
a Harley
or you got multiple bikes and you're not riding them all the time. You're riding one or two.
Yeah, you don't want to put a tender on every bike. You know what I mean? So, Jersky, you have 2 bikes. So what? You have 2 tenders that go to your garage or no?
Yeah, I got 2 tenders, but I mean, I'm always riding the one or the other, and the other one just sits on tender all the time. But yeah, but like Roby was saying, you can't just use any kind of lithium battery from another company because there's issues with lithium and how things run with the bikes and shit and with oil.
Absolutely.
There's certain things that you can't have on them because remember we were at the Grandview Live show and that guy had an off-brand lithium battery in his bike. He could not get his bike to start for shit. He couldn't get to start. It rode in there, and it locked out his security. It did some other shit all. It was all because of the lithium battery. And he had to have a special lithium charger. You couldn't use a normal, little jump box with it. You had to have a lithium one. But he didn't have Limitless. He didn't have, a brand one. He had some kind of off-brand. I forgot the name of it. But it matters on what brand you get of this, too. Right, Roby?
Sure. Well, Limitless is the only one available with the BMS that'll shut it down. What happens to lithium battery? I don't know. Do you remember when I had my root beer bike in Panama City? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, I was in the ring, and I didn't have I bought that bike. It did not have Limitless. I'm not going to be an ad in
no. Okay, there he is.
Kept going down. Set up behind me, and because do not charge that battery again, because and he took it out. And we put a limit. It worked great, but do you remember that battery was actually on fire?
No shit.
The battery was melted on the side. Like what happens is people let these things. They just play them until they're dead. Well, if they don't have a BMS, it eats the cells. The cells go bad in them. So then they try and charge them back up, and they won't charge all the way up, and it creates heat inside there, and that's when lithium can explode. And in the cars.
Yeah, you're breaking up on this end pretty bad, like they got you in the mountains, like Deliverance.
Yeah. Roby, you're breaking up. You're gonna have to
I
hold
mean,
on, hold that
they've
story.
got to be.
Hold that story, Rob.
Uh,
You broke up a lot. We missed a lot
Gotcha.
of that, so we're gonna have to come back to you in a second. Let you get a little better feed. There we go. So we caught that a battery caught on fire. That's where we had kind of lost you at. Tell us more about after that.
Basically, if when these lithium batteries, if someone's playing them and they're not paying attention, they play them and they go all the way down. If they don't have a BMS, like what limitless lithium is the only one with a BMS, it shuts it down, so you can't hurt the battery. Well, these other ones, they lose cells because they drain them all the way down, and they keep trying to charge them, and that creates heat in there. And what ends up happening is these batteries fail, and they can catch on fire. They can explode, but they can ruin a lot of stuff on bikes. That's why I only use limitless lithium.
Technology. You got to learn how to handle new technology. It's not like you could jump a regular, you got to learn this isn't like a regular battery with the cells and, so with the way the world changes, you got to learn that,
I mean, you can use a regular charger on the limitless nanos and on that shake awake. You can use a regular charger on it because it's got a BMS. Because it won't let it overcharge, it won't let it undercharge. It regulates how much current is going into the battery and how much current's going out of the battery. So they put technology in it to where you're able to use this battery for a long time. Where lithium batteries used to be, if you ran it dead, you pretty much throw it away because it would never hold a charge good again. Where these protect the battery and your investment. I mean, you're not buying a battery once a year. I mean, technically, you buy one of these for 3 years.
What were we looking at? Maybe $1,000 for one of these batteries? I know it sounds a lot, but if you're going to keep this battery and it recharges, $400?
$399.
Not bad.
Oh shit!
Not bad.
That's not bad at all. Then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, exactly. And they go on sale. And if you watch them, Limitless always puts them on sale. I picked up one of them on a Black Friday sale for $249. That's cheaper than you can buy a battery at Harley. Actually, the one I showed you. That was the one that was in the video.
So when Limitless first came out and they didn't have that technology, they had some issues maybe? Because when they first came out, people would badmouth, hey, man, this was that, until they got this new technology, which no lithium battery had at the time, and only they have now. That's what they used to be like, though? They used to have kind of iffy...
Yeah, they were just, I mean, they really were kind of just junk. And right now, the only battery company that uses the BMS, because it is more expensive to put it in, but the only company that uses that BMS is Limitless Lithium. That's why they've just blown up in the motorcycle world, because you can use them and they don't get hurt. You're not replacing them. That's right. I mean, because they are costly. I mean, the ones we use in the bikes are $600-700, and I mean they protect the batteries and protect your investment.
You know where I could see those also being good uses is like jet skis and golf carts and maybe like forerunners and shit like that you're not always on. You know what I mean? Those are things that are a jet ski's gonna sit there if you're not on it every day. So when you want to get it going, you put that battery on, you put it in the water, you shake it back and forth, and it goes, oh hey, let's go, and you're on running. I mean, I can see that being great in a lot of things. And a lot of the toys that you want to buy, you definitely want to put that lithium in there because they're going to sit. You're not going to play with a toy every day,
Right. There's a ton of applications.
Well, that's a good question. Does saltwater mess with that battery at all or no? Do we know that fact or no? I'm not either. I was going to say.
Like a scientist?
Oh, I don't know that shit. So, anyways,
no, mine are, dude, I've got two underneath my rear fender of my bike, and I've got one underneath my Rider 30, that gray 30. So, I mean, that thing gets wet all the time. By the way, the saddlebag's fixed on that.
Nice.
When it went to sleep in Daytona. Hey, that's it. You got a good painter. When I dropped it off last Thursday, and he called me Monday, hey, your saddlebag's fixed. I was like, sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Is that when you found out in order to shake it, you didn't have to shake it that far to the left or that far to the right?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have to shake it that far to the left.
You said, well, you got to kick. You got to kick these things over. You got to kick them over in order for it to fire back up.
Yeah,
that's a little far.
I'm glad you got your shit fixed up, man.
Well, listen, I
Yeah,
know we
yeah, that's
kissed a lot of ass, we kissed a lot of ass with lithium battery here, but you know what? I really think what they're doing is awesome in this industry, and bringing a lot of stuff to help the rider. I mean, let's face it. Usually, everything's
yeah.
about all this
Well, it's
stuff.
really
It's like,
about
well,
just giving credit to where it's due, man. Anybody kissing ass, it's just, hey, this is a badass product. More people should use it. Look what it does, you know.
that's listen. I wanted to talk about it on the show, and they're not even an advertiser. So again, it's something that I see, Urban Rides talking about, and I thought it was something great. But Robe, you got a lot going on here. So do we coming up here, and we're going to talk about some of the events. Um,
Sure.
let's see. I know we got this weekend. You said you have an audio show, and then we have Arcadia Bike Fest, which is a nice little show here in the middle of the state. Arcadia,
That's
small little
awesome.
sleepy town. Yeah, fun. They do a great. Usually that bike show gets 50, 60 bikes in it, so it's a lot of fun. But Bert's Arcadia Bike Fest, so we're down there. And then, I mean, it's just show season. I can't believe the shows that are coming. You got Tallahassee
It's
Bike
crazy.
Fest, right? Tallahassee Bike Fest is the second weekend, the 11th to the 14th, right there. So that's a brand new event. Robe, you got to get down to this thing, man. Tallahassee is a really cool event. Um,
So
Definitely
that's the one you're
new. It's
doing
like
at
the third
the.
year.
Is that is what's the one that you're doing, that Quaker State, that bike festival thing you're doing? Is
Okay,
that what you're
that's the
talking
next
about?
weekend. No. This one's at the
Gotcha.
Appalachian Regional Park in Tallahassee, Florida. They've been. This is their third year. A girl named Giovanna is run with it. Started it off in like the artsy neighborhood, and that didn't work because that was very. It was nice, but they moved it to this park now, and they got. They made it a 4-day event, Thursday through Sunday. They got Twista playing. Actually, you know who Twista is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually
Gosh, I
doing
haven't
the
heard that
after
name
party.
forever.
No, I said the same
Yeah,
thing,
it's
and I was
rough.
like, and that's what's awesome.
That's
I was like,
impressive.
there it is. Look at the Twista after party on Saturday the 13th, and I said, what's cool is it's not, the classic rock stuff that you see at every other event. This
Sure.
is, I mean, having Twista is like, okay, you can see that they're not going after you know, the 70-year-old who wants to go see, AC/DC. Now, don't get me wrong, I love them. That's my bread and butter. But this is cool because I mean, Twista performing, it's going to be
That,
pretty neat, and it's in Tallahassee.
well, that's kind of that's kind of the genre of bikes that we do. It's like that's the kind of music that a lot of I mean, honestly, the audio bikes, the big wheels, and some of that stuff. I mean, that's kind of the we listen to everything, but that's what you'll hear more of that genre in the competition stuff. So that sounds like a fun time.
That's what I'm saying. I think you need to really look at this Tallahassee one. That's going to be the second weekend in April. And then the next weekend, April 19, 20, and 21, is the Florida Motorcycle Expo, of course. That's the one we're putting on at Quaker Steak and Lube in Clearwater. We have over 150 vendors. I think we have like 30 spaces left available. We're doing a bike show. We give away $100 an hour, bikini contest. It's a lot of fun. We did it at Quaker for a very long time. Then we moved it across the street to OCC when they were getting built. Well, OCC and Burt's Barracuda. And then we took some years off for COVID, and now it's coming back. And we're kind of just bringing it back on a slower scale. We used to bring in bands like, we brought in, oh man, huge bands before. And again, not
So say
this
I
year,
think
but
one point over there and a couple. I remember you guys had big bands. I went to it the one year when it was over, when you guys had it at Burt's.
yeah, we brought in Daughtry. Yeah, we brought in Daughtry, and we brought
Yeah,
in Uncle Cracker,
that's who
and
was there. Yep, that's who
yeah,
was there.
that was a hell of a year, man. That was a lot of fun. We had a tornado come through and try and wreck our shit, but you can't help the
Yep.
weather. You just kind of put it on and make it happen. So, and then that happened in 19. So the end of 19 or early 20, and then right after that, COVID hit. So we were in Daytona, and then they shut everything down, and it was kind of those years that we were doing that. Um, but we were talking, Roby, too, about a lot of stuff. What do you have coming up? And then let's discuss this whole East Coast, West Coast audio stuff like that.
Sure. Well, let's see. We've got, like I said, I've got the show in Silicaca this weekend. I'm going there to I got some advertisers there. I'm going to there to support them. I've got Soundwars and Rusty's Garage, and they're doing the Backstreet Rumble. So it's going to be fun. That's in Selicaga, Alabama. But then in a couple weeks, I get to see my good friend Tony from Full Throttle Magazine, because we'll be in Panama City Beach. I actually get there on Sunday because I kind of organize the Crossroads area there. Make sure that we've all got places for our bike shows, because we do this year. It's going to be 7 shows in 4 days. So we did add a show on Wednesday. So there's going to be a chopper and tail show, chopper and softail show on
I think
Wednesday.
John, I sent you all these if you want to bring them up. I know I sent them to you in the messenger. So if we want to bring those up. So, okay, yeah, keep going. Wednesday, you got a what? A chopper?
And then, that's going to be Chase Owens from Dark Horse. You know Chase. He actually painted the bike that won your Boardwalk Best Paint Show.
Oh, no
the
kidding.
Evil Iron Custom bike. But yeah, Chase and his father are the ones that painted that bike. Dark Horse Cycle Works. They do all the soft tails. They've been to a lot of your shows. They've won a lot of big stuff at your shows. But they're doing a choppers and tail show on that Wednesday.
There we go.
Then Thursday is the Jack Jesse Sound Show. These are all Crossroads. I'll go through the Crossroads shows, and I'll shoot you a couple more just so everyone knows what's going on. So that Thursday is the Jack Jesse Sound Show and the Street Bagger Magazine Traditional Ride-In Show. Then Friday at Crossroads is the Sound Wars and the Urban Rides All Cycle Showdown, brought to you by Baker Act Customs. And all the Urban Ride shows are also, they're sponsored by Scott Owens and Insane Asylum. And then Saturday, you've got the official Thunder Beach bike show by Full Throttle Magazine. And that evening, you have the Area 51 audio show. And those are all at Crossroads. But there's also been a couple shows added. Miss Newbies has a sound show on that Wednesday as well. That's going to be a great show. It's called
Where the hell are you going to have that at Miss Newbies? That place is elbow to elbow. I mean, how are you going to do that?
They're having it Wednesday. They're having it Wednesday,
Okay.
and they're going to have it during the day. So it should be okay. Then after that, my man Max Spalding, they're going to have the parking lot pimping and short dogs, and that's a great time. That's just people out having fun. And then Saturday, there's one that's
Parking lot pimping.
before your show. It's like an audio show that's going on before your show and before the Area 51 show, and that's going to be at the Bike Rack, and that's by Show Killer. So they're doing just an audio show there. So, man, there's one thing in common with every show at PCB. If you look at every flyer, there's an Urban Rides magazine symbol on there, because we are the media sponsors for every show there. And that's why me and you work great together, because we work, we promote each other's stuff, and it's gonna be a great PCB. I can't wait.
Listen, you and I have talked about this time and time again, that we need to get every promoter together so we're not stepping on toes or hating each other, because we're all doing the same thing, trying to make a buck, trying to put on a show, and trying to do our thing. When it comes to Daytona, Myrtle, Panama City, Thunder Beach, Leesburg, it doesn't matter what. There's always going to be promoters stepping on toes because everybody wants their piece of the pie. And you know what? If everybody worked together, that pie could be equal out, and everybody makes their own little piece of it. But unfortunately, times
Teamwork
like
makes a
Daytona,
dream work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeremy, you know how many times are there 5 shows on the same day?
And the other shit, car shows, other things, they do shit a little bit different than bikers do. Everybody can agree to that. Like anything else, everything's different with cars, with other shit. But when it comes to bikes and bikers, everybody should lift each other up, man. Help everybody with their hustle,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
So
if
here's
all the promoters just talk, it makes everything work better.
I agree with that 100%. Going back to what we got going on the last weekend after the expo, we got Leesburg Bike Fest, which is awesome. If you've never been to Leesburg, it's literally the bikers take over this little town. They bring in all these cops from different areas, but you literally have to shoot somebody to go to jail at Leesburg because they are so welcoming there. The cops love you there.
It's so fun.
As long as you're not doing something completely stupid, you're not going to get in trouble. I mean, that's how it works. And Leesburg is awesome, sleepy little town that I mean, bikers take over. You're talking 400,000 bikers in this little ass town and camping in, fields and staying everywhere. I mean, we bring a lot of money to that little town and little area that time of year. Right after that, of course, is Thunder Beach the first weekend in May, and Saturday the 4th is my birthday, the day we're doing the show. So May 4th, I have the best birthday in the world, the Star Wars birthday.
May the 4th.
Now, I don't have a song after my birthday like Jeremy does, but I just have Star Wars after, because Jeremy's born on September 13th.
21st.
You're the 13th.
No, it's the 21st. The song says
Oh,
21st of September.
Oh, the 21st. I'm sorry.
The
Do you
21st of
remember?
September. Yeah, that's my shit, man.
What's funny is I forgot his birthday last year, so I was singing the song all day, and then I realized the next day I was like, oh, shit. I forgot to call my boy on his birthday.
Fucking asshole.
He didn't let me live it down for months, too. For months, Danny Robes. Let me tell you, he's like, well, it's okay. You don't even know my birthday. I'm like, this dick.
The fucking went
that's
out
the
and
first
told me
time-
goddamn cookies and candies and shit like I was a woman for years, and all of a sudden, nothing. Nothing. I tell you.
Nothing. Hey, this will be my first year not having a birthday in Sturgis. I'm actually going to be home for my birthday because I'm always in Sturgis. And it's I turned 50 this year, August 14th.
Oh, shit.
Damn,
Big 5-0,
nice.
huh?
You throwing a big party or what? Your wife's throwing a big party for you, I would imagine.
I don't know. You throwing a big party? She said, I don't know. Hey, I would like to point out, does anyone see my baby in the background, my little pearl
I
girl?
was going to say, she hasn't
yeah.
moved.
No, she just sits there. She's just looking outside. She's a good travel dog.
Oh,
Look at her, she's like, I heard my name.
Start talking
Hey,
about it. Yep.
Mama. Yeah, she's pretty.
She's like, what is that noise?
Yeah, she hasn't moved in the back seat the whole time. I'm like, what's good? Now you say something. She's like, what? Me? Yeah.
Oh, she
Too
travels.
funny.
She travels good. I don't know if you can see.
So oh, she's.
What's
Who
up?
are these?
He's sitting on Mama's lap.
That's awesome. Jersky, you make Jersky miss his dog. You know that, right? That's exactly what you just did.
Oh, sorry, Jersky.
It's all right. He's back home with her daughter. She's taking care of him.
I don't have dogs. I have cats, unfortunately. So I just do too much traveling like you do to Robes. I can't take him with me.
Oh, I did want to touch on something because I know you've got a big thing that you've got going on. 'Cause you're going out to Vegas to do some stuff out there, and when you asked me what I was doing, I've got Myrtle Beach coming up, so I do have some stuff. If you go to Urban Rides, you go to my thing, the Beaver Bar in Myrtle Beach, because we've got 7 shows. Sorry, no, 6 audio shows, 2 bike shows, and an industry party going on during Myrtle Beach, and that's at the Beaver Bar. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I know you're getting ready to talk about your Vegas trip, which I'm bummed that I can't make because it's right during Myrtle Bike Week.
I know, it's right at Myrtle. So the weekend after, second weekend in May 11th, I've been part of, I love listen, I'm a big Vegas, I'm a big gambler. It is my thing, okay? I love it. But back in the day, I was part of Las Vegas Bike Fest. I went out there and I worked it. We did shows. We met people, and it's definitely a different demographic and atmosphere. Once you cross that Mississippi, man, I'm telling you, it's a different world on the West Coast than it is the East Coast. And audios and baggers are huge over here. East Coast, it's audio bagger world. I mean, Softails are starting to make their thing, and now you're starting to see this performance on bagger. You just put a 2-in-1 exhaust on a slim and put a saddleman seat and a
pull up fucking seat and some T-bars on a Sportster or
performance bagger.
or an ST and beat the shit out of it. There you go.
That's it, performance bagger. Anyways, so performance baggers is the move. We all know in this industry it's cyclical, right? It changes. Choppers were big, and they were big time money and everything like that. Now they're gone, and they went to shit, and now they're coming back. Softails weren't always the high thing. Now they're getting big. Baggers, not everybody's doing a big 30. You're doing a big fat tire. You're making more rideable bikes. So over there, they're still into the cholos and into the dynas and into the, it's definitely a different world over there. A lot of Springer front ends and a different look
Sure.
in that West Coast. But we're going out to do a bike show in Las Vegas on the 11th at Las Vegas Harley Davidson with Big Corey. I don't know if you know him. I know you know him. A lot of people
Oh yeah.
don't because he's more of a California guy, but he's the Daniel Roby of the West Coast, is what I heard. He does all the audio shows up and down the California
Yeah.
coast. Moves to doing Vegas. And when I saw he was doing some in Las Vegas Harley, I jumped on the phone and said, "Yo, who's doing the bike show? I see you're doing audio." And they're like, "Nobody. But we want one." And I said, "I'm in." So part of our idea is I want to go out there this year. We're going to do the show, but we're going to discuss trying to bring back Las Vegas Bike Fest, either at Las Vegas Harley Davidson or wherever, because they have a venue. If downtown, right behind the Four Queens and Gold Nugget, there's a big venue down there to do a show. But I think it'd be better off done at Las Vegas Harley, which is literally right in front of the sign that you go. Everybody takes the sign picture, the Las Vegas, street sign. It's right there in front of the
Right.
dealership. So super excited about that. I hope that works out because that could be a hell of a lot of fun doing a big 3-day, audio and trying to maybe bring some of our audio guys. I don't know if we could have some of these audio guys. Could you imagine these guys in Vegas? Number one.
Well, they're the bikes that they'll get at their audio show in Vegas, in Arizona and stuff like that. When we bring the East Coast audio guys, they look like spaceships. They have different classes there. They don't have they have a lot of signal classes stuff like that. Now they have audio, but it's not nearly to the extreme that the East Coast has it. So it'll be awesome for those bikes out there just to broaden the horizon. Just like the performance backers have been big on the West Coast for years, and now they're made their way to the East Coast. We're trying to do the reverse and get the audio going on out there, the big audio.
Could you imagine taking Zeus or Hulk over there to Vegas and putting that in an audio show? These guys would lose their ever-loving mind looking at those bikes.
I couldn't imagine the fuel to tow it out there. Those things are heavy.
That's the other thing is that's a hell of a haul to get some of these guys out there from, Alabama, Texas, but you have Texas right in the middle who, Powerhouse is big in a little bit of everything,
Sure.
which is really weird because Powerhouse does have that. They're kind of middle of the country. So they're doing trikes with big audio, then they're doing baggers with audio, so they're kind of in that mix of a little bit of everything.
Sure. Well, you've got 12-volt specialists out there. You've got Lucky 7. There's a ton of audio in Texas, and you have to think the godfather of bike audio. Scott Owens. He's one of the guys that he's in Arizona. He's not far from Vegas. That's the weird part about the dynamic of all this stuff. Most of the audio bags and parts that we use on our bikes are made in Arizona. And if you go to Arizona, there are no audio bikes. Well, yeah, you have to think all John Shope's audio stuff made in Arizona. Scott Owens, Insane Asylum audio bags made in Arizona. Scott Capalbo, Silent Cycle, made in Arizona. Cody, Voodoo, made in Arizona. All these,
that's right.
all the bag manufacturers. Yeah, they're all within 45 minutes of each other. That's the fun thing about going to Arizona Bike Week is you get to stop out there and you get to see a lot. You get to see a lot of the manufacturing. And SMT Wheels is right. They're 5 minutes away from Scott Capalbo's. It's just there's just a lot of cool stuff out there. But they don't. They sell all the parts. They're all made there. But there's no in Arizona. I was out there.
That's crazy. Oh no. No, hang on a second, everybody. He's just probably passed. There we go. Robes, you're gonna have to hold on, man. Come back and tell us about that story.
We're gonna taking all the parts and building that dry ass state, and building audio bikes. We're shipping them other places and building them. It'd be cool to see them bring them all back to the West. Bring them to Vegas and show, hey, this shit's locally around you guys. A few hours here and there. These parts come from there. They ship them down south. They ship them over to the east, and they're bringing them back now all built, and showing them what they can do. That'd be badass.
again, I think it's going to be a great show out there. We're going out there with discussions, to put on this show, but with discussions for bigger stuff in the future. And I mean, hell, I didn't know that. If they're all out there, we could reach out to them for sponsorships and maybe do some really cool shit with them in Vegas or even I
Right.
know Arizona. There we go. You're back, Roby. Thank you. Sorry we lost you. You got all choppy and stuff like
No,
that. Now, did I
yeah,
see Bikes
you're
on
all
the
good.
Beach
I'm
is
just
doing?
traveling.
Did I see Bikes on
Yeah,
the Beach is doing
Jim
something with
Hill's out there doing Arizona Bike Week. They've got a show out there. They did John's that show here. And just what I was saying is the bikes that won the show. The only new bikes there were a bunch of audio concept guys came and they brought audio bikes. John Owens brought his bike, but those were the only big audio bikes there. It's crazy.
Again, I think that's we got a lot plugged in. You and I work together, Rob, really well. Especially, we definitely are at events together, doing shows right next to each other. You can see that at Thunder Beach. You can see that at Daytona. Your limited lithium and your big event. What happened Saturday? That thing was ridiculous. What was that called?
Oh, the Bagger Nationals. Yeah, that was
I mean,
amazing in Daytona at the Hard Rock.
I'm still seeing videos of that shit pop up with the hundreds of people standing around those bikes on that patio, and I mean, it was ridiculous. Yeah, that's big, and we're here together doing these at these shows. There's no reason why we should fight each other. We need to work together and make these huge, and that's
Oh,
why
absolutely.
you know we have a good relationship with you. Urban Rides Magazine, Full Throttle Magazine. We're all out here doing our thing, and that's why we like having you on the show. We like talking with you. You got a lot going on. We got a lot going on, and hopefully together we can put a lot of things together and make some big stuff happen. So, you know,
Absolutely. Hey, I love you guys. I got to jump off here. We're getting ready to pull over. It's my turn to drive, but hey, I love you guys. I can't wait to hear how Vegas goes for you, and I'm excited to see about what we might be able to do in the future.
all right, man. I'll see you in there. It is Urban Rides Magazine, and I will see you in Panama City Beach.
There we go.
Jersky, there he is. So,
Roby Roo.
Roby Roo, I forgot that's his name, Roby Roo.
Roby
We
Roo.
say Roby Roo because he was running the Roo. Okay, how do you explain this? The Roo is the gas station at the end of Main Street at Bike Week in Daytona Beach. It's called the Roo, the Kangaroo. They call it the Roo. Well, Roby was running it pretty much every night and telling a person to play, and then kind of explain it, Jeremy.
Yeah, he was like setting off like a showdown. This guy faced this guy in these different weight classes. Running audio, and then one night we happened to go down there and Roby wasn't there, and that place just went to shit. You had like 9 guys with different shit playing. You couldn't hear nothing. People spilled into the street and shit with bikes. It was a fucking disaster. We told
It
him, we
wasn't.
see him the next day, like, where was you? He goes, I was just taking it easy, man, doing this and that. I was like, without you, man, the whole place went to shit. Without Roby there to make sure everybody was in line and doing their audio at the right times and not clipping their shit and doing what they're supposed to be doing, the place went to shit. So without him, it was a disaster. So Roby makes some kind of impact there, and you're not allowed to ever leave again during a big Biketoberfest or Bike Week again because everything goes to shit there.
The Roo needs to pay him to be there. Be like, listen, just stay here, and we'll give you free drinks and hang out all night. And just make sure it's not all
Gas stations
clusterfuck.
don't make a lot. They don't make a lot of percentage or money off of fuel that much. Gas stations do not make a lot of money off of gas. They make money out of selling their merchandise inside, which that place, you have to stay in line sometimes for 20, 25 minutes. So they don't mind you blocking all the gas pumps and filling the place full of fucking bikes because there's 20, 30 people in there every 5 minutes buying something from inside. Booze, beer, candies, pop, cigarettes, shit for the reefers, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they make big money.
They make big money inside. Yeah. They definitely make big money there, and it's definitely not from the gas because the pumps are full. They're all blocked by bikes. All right, Jeremy. Oh, excuse me. I think it's time to go. Episode 14 now. We got that under control. The next couple are going to be tough because I got a lot of big events. Again, this weekend we're going to have Arcadia. We'll probably talk to maybe we can get G again before next week, and on a Wednesday we can talk to G about the rally and tally. Then we got the expo the weekend after that, 19, 20, 21. Leesburg after that. You've been here for Leesburg, so you know the little town what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
We'll
Sam
have
Elliott.
the yeah, that's right. We'll have the Fireball models out there at Leesburg with us. Then we're in Panama City for Thunder Beach, then Vegas, and then we get a nice little break in our season because end of May into June. Once June hits, it's hurricane season and it's rainy and hot season. So June, July, August is really a slow time here.
July.
We have our July, we have our
Wetzel.
Soaked in Soras run. July, I'm going to be doing Wetzel's. So one of the things down here is I'm going to be traveling up to Ohio to meet with Jeremy. We're going to go to Wetzel Land. Wetzel's is a party he likes to go to every year. Then we're going to move over to Sturgis and do our show there at the Buffalo Chip. So we travel a lot and we do a lot of big shows. So July 15th is our Soaked in Soras run. We've been working on that. That is going to travel from Hudson over to the East Coast, down towards Okeechobee and back over to Black Widow and Port Charlotte. So it's more of a ride this year than a destination. Definitely going to be awesome ride, over 400 miles. So you're going to have to haul ass on this ride this year. The event, our show here, Full Throttle Vision, sponsored by attorney Fran Hosh, 866-LAW-FRAN, lawfran.com. Make sure you go like her page, like her Facebook page, like her website. If you are in an accident, motorcycle, car, truck, dog bite, slip and fall, call Fran Hosh, 866-LAW-FRAN, lawfran.com. They are amazing. They help out so much in the community. We help her because she helps us. That's why it's about they're awesome people. They almost help every charity there is in the motorcycle community, so they're great people. Jeremy, anything you want to say before we go?
You guys have fun. Be safe.
All right, travel back to Ohio safely. Enjoy Florida. Hi, everybody from Full Throttle Vision, Tony and Jersky. Thank you, Roby, for being on today. We will see you guys next week.